the biggest skincare mistake that people make on a daily basis?
Not applying sunscreen when they are indoors.
नॉर्थ इंडिया में कैसे प्रैक्टिस करने हैं?
Butter chicken and chole bhature.
How was Dermorita born?
I wanted to have a vision of 360-degree treatment. So you should know the difference. What is a cosmetologist, dermatologist?
What are your thoughts about Mounjaro or Ozempic or any other hunger suppressant or a diabetic drug? Body contouring is a subject.
Mounjaro or Ozempic. It is an anti-diabetic drug.
Tattoo removal क्यों switch laser से करते हैं?
Yes, skin is different, our genetics are different. You cannot expect the same kind of result which a foreigner is getting and which our Indian patient is getting.
Is the drug helping people lose weight who are diabetic because the side effect of the drug is to suppress hunger?
You have a pizza and french fries and maybe coke right in front of you, but still you will not even touch it.
Say that the drug needs to be given under a guidance of an endocrinologist.
Everybody is giving glutathione even in the parlors, even in the salons, in the hotel rooms. I don't know what's going wrong with the Indian population.
Gel based और acrylic based nail से हो रहा है कैंसर.
अगर सच्चाई बताऊं तो चांसेस है.
पर नाखून खराब कैसे होते हैं?
मैं जब वेकेशन पे जाती हूँ मैं भी टैन हो जाती हूँ. बीइंग अ डर्मेटोलॉजिस्ट, सन रेज आते हैं ना, उसमें दो तरह के रेज होते हैं, UVA और UVB.
क्या पीडियाट्रिक केसेस बच्चों के अलग तरीके से ट्रीट होते हैं और अडल्ट्स में एज और मेल फीमेल के हिसाब से टैनिंग का अलग प्रोटोकॉल है कि सेम प्रोटोकॉल चलता है केमिकल पील्स का भी या SPF और PA रेटिंग?
In my clinic I'll have just a mobile phone kind of device and I'm doing the laser. Everybody is getting these treatments at home itself.
अगर कैंसर हो गया तो फिर मतलब औरत मर्द में फर्क क्या रह जाएगा? हेलो दोस्तों, मैं हूं तनय तुलसानी. वेलकम टू द तनय तुलसानी पॉडकास्ट. आज हम बात करने वाले हैं एक ऐसे टॉपिक के बारे में जो सभी की ज़िंदगी का सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट और सबसे क्रूशल पॉइंट है, वो है स्किन केयर. आज हमारे साथ हैं दिल्ली की जानी मानी रिनाउंड डर्मेटोलॉजिस्ट जो एक साउथ इंडियन है जिनका नाम है डॉक्टर सरिता सांके. आज के एपिसोड में हम उनके साथ बहुत सारी बातें करेंगे, टैनिंग, अराउंड स्किन केयर, अराउंड चेंजिंग ट्रेंड्स इन स्किन केयर टूवर्ड्स बॉडी कंटूरिंग एज वेल. ये डर्मोरीटा करके ब्रांड की फाउंडर भी हैं. तो स्टे ट्यून टिल द एंड क्योंकि आपके लिए है इस कॉन्वर्जेशन में बहुत सारी एडवाइस और बहुत सारी स्किन केयर टिप्स. हेलो डॉक्टर साहब, वेलकम टू आवर पॉडकास्ट. सबसे पहले तो मैं ना सिर्फ आपको थैंक यू बोलना चाहता हूँ कि आपने टाइम निकाला हमसे मिलने के लिए, बट सबसे इंक्विजिटिव मैं इस बात से हूँ ये जानने के लिए कि बीइंग अ डर्मेटोलॉजिस्ट हुज बीन इन साउथ इंडिया फॉर सो मेनी इयर्स, आपने अपनी जर्नी कैसे तय करी और आप नॉर्थ इंडिया में कैसे प्रैक्टिस करने हैं?
Hi Tanay, and thank you so much for having me here on this platform. I'm very excited to be here and for sharing my journey with you. There are so many things I want to share with you so that everybody gets to know about me.
Yeah.
Okay, so as we know, I'm from South India, I'm from Bangalore, and it's been a long journey. So basically I did my MBBS from Bangalore Medical College, and then I was lucky enough to get good marks and get a seat in Delhi, that is at Lady Hardinge Medical College. So at first I was very nervous about shifting from Bangalore to Delhi, and everybody, my relatives, my parents, they were like, why you want to go so far? But then I wanted to explore Delhi. It's the capital city, and I've heard so much about it that so many brilliant people, they come out of Delhi. The studies are so good. The institutes are so reputed.
Yeah.
And it's a mix of culture. So many, everybody from all parts of India, they shift to Delhi and they stay in Delhi.
Yeah.
And so I thought I should be going and grab this opportunity basically.
Was
As
butter
if-
chicken one of the reasons why?
Not earlier, but now yes. Butter chicken and chole bhature, of course. So it's been 15 years now since I'm in Delhi, and I'm very glad I made that decision 15 years ago.
Wow.
And today I'm very happy. So Delhi is my life, it's my family, it's my home, everything is in Delhi
And
now.
how was Dermorita born? So when I was researching, I knew about the practice.
Yes.
But I also knew about you, but I did not know that it is a South Indian who's moved to North India and created such a big base of a
Yes.
brand, a Dermorita. And I also was stunned knowing about the practice being in Greater Kailash
Yes.
in Delhi NCR, which is where I understand that you began. So it was a hub of
Yes.
aesthetics at that
Yes,
given point in time.
definitely.
So how was Dermorita born?
Basically, I had lots of, confusions or negative thoughts in my mind. Am I capable enough to start a practice? And that too in like South Delhi, where so many big names are there. I'm sure most part of, many of the patients, many people from Delhi, they go to South Delhi only for aesthetic treatments especially. So I was little, worried, will I be able to make my name? Will I get patients also? Or maybe I will go in a loss. So finally I started from a very small place right from my home, and now I'm going to shift to a bigger place. So when I started, I just had very small, I just had this in my mind, maybe I'll get 2 or 3 patients daily and I'm okay, I'll make 50,000, 1 lakh per month, I'm good, I'm satisfied, that's it.
How much do you make now?
No, that I won't reveal. But yes, I have grown to a very large
Comfortable,
extent.
yeah.
Yes, I am very comfortable, and just 4 years back, I did not feel that I would reach to such a stage. So it's been a great journey. I'm very thankful to all my patients. And about Dermorita, so I just started as a small place in my home. Few patients were coming, few from my hospital, few from word of mouth. So slowly and steadily it started building up, and then I gave the name Dermorita after a point. So initially it was just like my clinic is there, Dr. Sarita's clinic is there, and I used to just call the patients. So later on I thought I should give it a name with a touch of, my personal touch should be there to the name. So I thought about a lot, and someone recommended me Dermorita. So it was like dermatology plus Rita. So my name is Sarita, so it's a part of
Nice.
my name. So that is how I came Dermorita. So it has my touch, my personal, and a promise, definitely. So at Dermorita, I always tell my patients, so it is not about, there are so many practitioners, so many doctors, everybody has their own approach. What I do here is I give them a personal touch. I don't treat them as patients. I treat them कि मेरी बहन आ रही है, मेरी friend आ रही है. I will not recommend them like too many, right at day one I will write them like 1 lakh का package लिख दिया, 2 lakh का package लिख दिया. I will treat them basically what they need, scientifically what their concern is. I will understand what their problem is, and then slow and steady I will go about their treatment. I have so many patients now, they thank me. डॉक्टर बिल्कुल दूसरों के जैसे नहीं है, मैं यहाँ पे गई थी, मैं वहाँ पे गई थी, उन्होंने डे 1 पे मुझे इतना सारा लिख दिया, 20,000 के हमें ट्रीटमेंट्स लिख दिए, एंड यू हैव जस्ट रिटन मी थ्री मेडिसिन्स एंड टैबलेट्स, एंड आई एम सो, माई स्किन हैज़ इम्प्रूव सो मच. इतना डिफरेंस आया है विद जस्ट दीज 3 मेडिसिन्स. आई एम वेरी थैंकफul to you, and I'm definitely going to recommend you.
Is it the diagnosis that you bank upon, or is it the minimalist approach that you have for your patients that you bank upon, or is it a combination?
So for any clinician, the most important thing is diagnosis. So I am very proud to say, and many of my juniors or my colleagues will also praise me that, ma'am, आपका diagnosis इतना सही है. So I'm very good at diagnosing a condition, and the moment I see a patient, I can diagnose it. And I know how I can treat it. I just need to write 2-3 medicine जिससे वो ठीक हो जाएगा. So if I am not clear about the diagnosis, then I'll be writing multiple medications because मुझे पता ही नहीं है क्या है. So just because I know the diagnosis, I will write the treatment. I try to focus on, being minimalistic. Do not write like too much, because we have to think about the pocket of the patient also. It's not about कि मुझे पैसे बनाने हैं. It's about पेशेंट को खुश करना है. वो पेशेंट दूसरा पेशेंट ले आएगा, फिर तीसरा पेशेंट ले आएगा. सो माई अप्रोच इज ऑलवेज लाइक दैट, सो दैट द पेशेंट शुड बी हैप्पी, दे शुड बी satisfied, and after 2 years or after 3 years also, if they have some skin condition, they should come back to me. They should not go to someone who is near them. So now today I can say that there are so many patients who come from Noida, who come from Dholakua to me, just because they have this faith on me that, ma'am, मुझे पता है आप ठीक कर दोगे, तो मैं आपके पास ही आई हूँ.
So doctor, in dermatology these days, when we as patients, or we talk about skin experts, there is a lot of change that is happening, where dermatology is moving towards a super specialty,
Yes, yes.
and a lot of people are practicing one thing at a time.
Yes.
So can you help us unfold how dermatology would be in the next 5 years, in the next 7 years, in the next 10 years? Would there be super specialists for every condition, or would there be a separate clinician for something and a separate aesthetics practice for something? How does this unfold in the dermatology world now?
So definitely dermatology is growing to a great extent, and I've seen this change post COVID. Before COVID, dermatology was just about skin conditions, acne ठीक कर लिया, pigmentation ठीक कर लिया, but now it's grown so much, it's all about aesthetics. And if you talk to even a 10-year-old girl or a 13-year-old girl, she will know about skin, she will know about her skincare. So it has grown to such an extent, most probably because of the social media influence. And because of this, now the doctors or the clinicians, they're all trying to grow. So as the generation is building up, we are also trying to grow. So we are trying to, make ourselves more specialized in certain things. Like I will specialize only maybe in melasma treatment, someone will specialize only in maybe acne treatment or maybe acne scars treatment. So this definitely, the trend is shifting. It's not like एक ही doctor है सारी चीजें ठीक करेगा. Definitely that is there, but over the time, I think in the next 5 to 7 years, this trend is going to happen, and there will be a specialist doctor for every field. So right now we have specialists for hair transplantation, we have specialists for vitiligo treatment. So slowly and steadily there will be so many doctors who are going to specialize in certain category of dermatology.
Doctor, there are a lot of aggregators building up across borders, not just in India, on derma treatments at home.
Yes.
Can you explain to us about how safe or unsafe that is? Is it actually possible? What is possible? What is not possible? Or anything is not possible in derma at home? Or as an experiential understanding, do you think that this is altogether completely vague at this given point in time, does not have a solution? So what are your thoughts over derma at home?
Yes, Tanay, if we talk about 20 years back, there were no lasers. Okay, so how were we treating these hairs? It was just through electrolysis.
Yeah.
Then slowly and steadily there came the diode laser. Then there was the stamping mode, which was little painful. Slowly, because of the evolution, lasers got advanced. Now the technology is pain free. We can do the full body in 60 minutes. So there are advanced lasers which are there right now. Then there's Nd:YAG laser for very fine hairs, which can treat, even the tiniest of the hair on your face or on the body. So there is evolution in the technology. Now coming to derm at home. So suppose I have been given this opportunity, I have to visit homes for treating. But how am I going to manage the time? How am I going to cater to around 20 patients or maybe 40 patients in a day? I can't go to every house like 20 times per day. So time crunch will be there. Then second comes about the technology. I'm not sure if there is some laser which can be, portable like this to 10 places in one single day. What happens if, there's a break in the laser? So there are these LED devices, the screen of the laser, everything is so expensive. So during this, when we are transferring or transporting the laser to one house to another house, there can be anything, okay? And I'm not sure if the dermat is not available, then there can be some practitioner, nurse practitioner, who's maybe qualified or who has been trained. But at the back of the mind, I'll be stressed. What if something goes wrong? What if the patient gets a burn? What if there are some side effects to the patient? So definitely there are some secondary thoughts about dermatology at home. But definitely I'm open to this thought. If there can be some advancements in the future, if there can be some some app or maybe some companies coming up and who is launching this technology, dermatology at home, then definitely I'll be happy to give a try. But till then, I won't recommend at present, because at present we do not have these kind of technologies or even the services which can do the necessity, which can do the necessary treatment for the patient, which can be safe for the patient, and I can be at peace. So at present, we are still in a doubt.
Okay.
So this I would call more as cosmetology at home rather than derm at home. So cosmetology is completely different from dermatology. So cosmetologists are trained people who know how to do these simple procedures. Maybe a mild peel at home can be done safely, maybe some hydrofacial can be done safely at home. But there should be always some prerequisites, that there should be some monitoring, there should be some SOPs which are created. So maybe a dermatologist can also be enrolled in that, and she will guide you as like a proper SOP can be mentioned, how the cosmetologist can perform these procedures at home. And there should be always, before and after, taking care of the patient, there should be a proper follow-up, so that we get to know the patient is not having any kind of side effects, or if the patient has not got any kind of burn. So this cosmetology at home is a kind of like a safe procedure, but even the patient should be aware of this, that it is a cosmetologist, not a dermatologist, or even if the dermat is visiting the home. But there is a third term that is known as quacks. Okay, so you should know the difference. What is a cosmetologist, dermatologist, and a quack? So quack is not a person who is either trained or has done any MBBS, or maybe even done some fellowship also. So quacks are just, maybe a businessman who has money, who just builds a business, or who just builds a, some wellness clinic, and they are running this clinics. There are so many people right out there who are doing this. So the patient should be aware who is a quack and who is a cosmetologist, and it's upon them that whom they choose. So a cosmetologist is still a, certified person who is trained well. They have these certificates, they have these kind of degrees like diplomas and all, who are eligible in performing these kind of procedures. So in the future, if there are certain aggregators like who want to, bring up this like cosmetology at home, or maybe derm at home, so they can look forward for all these points, and maybe they can keep in their mind, these kind of like prerequisites which are necessary, so that even the dermats, they can come and they can approach them, or maybe they can enroll themselves for these kind of platforms. And there is so much of evolution, and I'm very sure that in the next 3 years or maybe 5 years down the line, this thing is going to definitely come up, and we'll be seeing like everybody is getting these treatments at home itself, because these days we don't have time. Everybody is so busy in their life, so they want कि रात को 9 बजे मैं फ्री हूँ, 9 बजे कोई आके मेरा हाइड्रा फेशियल कर दे. But it should be like by a qualified person, not by a quack. So then it's fine.
Thank you, doctor. This is very insightful. I have been reading a lot about home care at home, derm at home, cosmetology at home. A lot of investments are pumping in, but
Yes.
nobody has been able to help me understand what the evolution is going to be. So I gauge that it is a yes, but it is a wait and watch.
Yes,
And
definitely.
I also gauge that there are a lot of scientific understanding that the practitioner should have before treating at home, which does not have a lot of data in place at the
Yes.
moment. And the lasers are not as tabletop or as portable
Yes.
as what it should be for transporting. So there are multiple factors which are still being unfolded as per you,
Yes.
and that will take some time for us to understand if this is possible or not. Correct?
Yes. So I hope in the future there is a mobile phone kind of a laser device, just carry it in your pocket and you're doing everywhere, wherever you're going, you're traveling and you're doing laser of a
Sure,
patient,
sure.
maybe skin whitening, something like Nd:YAG laser.
Sure.
And I'm sure there is so much of evolution in the future, just like our iPhones are evolving every year. Maybe these lasers, down the line after 10 years, maybe in my clinic I'll have just a mobile phone kind of device and I'm doing the laser. I'll be so happy for that.
सो डॉक्टर साहब, लेडी हार्डिंग की सीट भी सिक्योर करी आपने, बैंगलोर में भी पढ़ाई करी, और नॉर्थ इंडिया भी आपके किटी में था. आपने इंडिया को छोड़कर साथ में अब्रॉड एजुकेशन कहाँ से ली और क्यों ली, और आपने इंडिया और अब्रॉड का कॉम्बिनेशन अपने दिमाग में बनाया कैसे? स्पेशली आपको पता था कि आपको डर्मेटोलॉजी करनी है.
So Tanay, when I wanted to start Dermorita, so I wanted to make sure that Dermorita is not, a secluded place कि बस limited चीज़ें हो रही हैं यहाँ पे. So I wanted to have a vision of, 360-degree treatment. So I won't be, hesitated to in the future to, employ or maybe keep a maxillofacial surgeon or maybe a dentist or maybe a plastic surgeon in my setup. So when a patient is walking into Dermorita, I don't want that patient to go anywhere else for any kind of skin concern or any kind of, face aesthetics. So I wanted to have this vision of 360-degree. So whatever issues the patient has, it can be sorted out in the premises of Dermorita. So for this 360-degree vision, I had to learn a lot of things. I had to learn how the white skin reacts. I had to learn how the Asian skin reacts to all these newer devices, to these newer technologies. And also, there are so many technologies which are still not present in India. So when I went abroad, I learned about these technologies. And out of that, it's not possible, to get everything here. So we have to analyze and we have to understand that yes, this technology will be very suitable for an Indian patient or maybe for an Asian patient for that matter. So to learn about those technologies and how we can use and implement that on our patients. So when a patient comes to Dermorita, because of my abroad knowledge, because of learning so many things outside, now I can say how a fair patient will react to this treatment, how a tan patient or maybe a South Indian patient whose skin color is like Fitzpatrick 4 or 5, how she will react to this treatment. So I have this complete, knowledge about acne scars, about pigmentation, because I have learned so many things even in the abroad, and plus already I have so much knowledge about the
So
Indian
डॉक्टर,
skin.
इज इट ट्रू, मेरे को जैसे किसी ने बताया था दैट जैसे टैटू रिमूवल क्यों स्विच लेजर से करते हैं,
Yes, yes.
सो अगर वो वाइट स्किन पे कर रहे हैं तो वो ज़्यादातर टैटू रिमूव करने के लिए कर रहे हैं, लेकिन अगर वो एशियन स्किन पर कर रहे हैं जैसा मेरा स्किन टोन है तो वो एक्चुअली पिगमेंटेशन रिमूव करने के लिए कर रहे हैं, लेकिन उसका सक्सेस रेट वर्सेस अ वाइट स्किन ऑन रिमूविंग अ टैटू कम होगा
Yes,
कंपैरेटिवली, ऐसे
yes.
सच है?
Definitely, Tane. So this is true. So if you see Google and if you see some tattoo removal pictures, there are so many pictures about foreign patients. Unka tattoo is just like completely vanished, and the patients come and see doctor, इनका तो पूरा चला गया, हमारा तो नहीं गया. So how can I explain that? So that is because of our skin tone, because of our skin nature. हमारे skin में there is a different proportion of melanin. So that same laser now, most of the clinics have these technologies. Even I have this latest technology in my clinic, which are all US FDA approved. So the same lasers are being used there, but unka tattoo is gone completely. But here we always make our patient understand that 90 to 95% removal will be there, not 100%, because our skin is different, our genetics are different. You cannot expect the same kind of result which a foreigner is getting and which our Indian patient is getting. So there is so many things.
So is it safe to say that the same device has different energies which are backed by clinical understanding of yours, because of which you are able
Yes.
to deliver better results?
Yes, definitely. So, because of this abroad knowledge, now I can understand how our patients will react to that same laser, and how a Fitzpatrick 1 or 2, a Russian patient or maybe an American patient will react to that kind of laser. So, this knowledge has to be there, because here in North India, it's like a mix of population. So, I'll get a very fair Punjaban, I'll get a Keralite, because all our sisters in the hospitals are from Kerala. So I have two different zones. One is completely fair, Fitzpatrick 1, and one is Fitzpatrick 5. So I have to have this knowledge that what energy I should give her and what energy I should give to this patient. This kind of understanding I have just got through my foreign degree.
Doctor Sahab, what are the various geographies from where patients come to Dermarita at this given point in time? Is it safe to say that outside Delhi and NCR you are seeing other geographies as well in Dermarita?
I'm very lucky. I can say that I have a mixture of patients. So I have so many patients who are like from Punjab, so many patients from Kashmir. Their skin type is just like Fitzpatrick 1 and 2. And also because of my hospital practice, I get so many patients from, Kerala, from the South India, because hospitals are filled with these nurses from Kerala. I have these kind of patients. And plus, because of my marketing also, I get some for NRI patients also. And so because of my education, I am very lucky, to have patients from various spectrum. So I have patients from North India, I have patients from, they travel from east of India to me, just because they search for me and they get to know that yes, this doctor has been educated even in abroad. So they get this kind of confidence that maybe she's the right doctor for us. I get even patients from abroad, so they are traveling from like Bangladesh also, and few patients from Russia also who are visiting me, because when they come to India, they are like, they don't know anyone. So when they search for me, they are impressed by the qualification, or maybe they trust me, or maybe through the website or whatever, they go through my profile, they are impressed and then they visit me. So in that way, I'm quite lucky, I can say that yes, I do get patients from all spectrum.
So, Dr. Saab, there are a lot of injections that are available in the market, and I have been reading so much about diabetes drugs which have a side effect of weight loss, like Mounjaro, Ozempic.
Yes, yes,
And these are used by a lot of skin practitioners now for body contouring as a subject that is still evolving in dermatology. I have been, reading a lot of information that is coming from the West because the
yes.
drug was introduced much before when it came to India.
India.
So,
That's right.
what are your thoughts about Mounjaro or Ozempic or any other hunger suppressant or a diabetic drug for body contouring as a subject?
Tanay, you're very right. And even I am shocked by the number of patients which I am receiving these days. You know, they, even young girls who are not even obese or who are not even diabetic, they come and ask for these injections. And I'm so worried about this coming generation, like what is going to happen. These days, the facts about, the side effects of Ozempic, everything is coming in the news. But already so many patients have already taken these injections. So one thing I would be telling you very clearly, Mounjaro or Ozempic. First of all, understand it is an anti-diabetic drug. It is not an anti-obesity drug. Why are you using it? If you have diabetes, then maybe you can take it, and advantage would be weight loss. But if you're not having diabetes, why are you taking it? Why you want to risk your body? After all, it's your body, you're working, you're earning money, everything for your own self. You have your family. And the side effects or the risk which are coming these days in the news channels, they are so extreme. There is even death, there is vision loss, there is so much of toxicity in the liver and in the kidneys. So basically, just for becoming thin, and why you want to become thin, you're good as it is, or maybe you can approach some other way for becoming thin, but don't take these injections because they are risking your life. Okay, so please, I'm totally against these kind of injections. And I can see on social media there are so many wellness practitioners or maybe even dermatologists who are recommending this. So I won't I'm not in the favor of these kind of injections, because see, you have to weigh the pros and the cons. So if the cons are more, definitely it's not a way
So,
to
for
go
my
for.
understanding, is the drug helping people lose weight who are diabetic because the side effect of the drug is to suppress hunger and reverse weight, because of which diabetes will be controlled, or is the science something else?
So basically, these drugs, especially Mounjaro, which is available in India, it is a GLP-1 agonist. Okay, so how it will act is, it is going to act on your satiety center. So when it triggers the satiety center, you always feel you're full. You don't want to eat. You have a pizza and French fries and maybe Coke right in front of you, but still you will not even touch it, because in the mind the satiety center is triggered. So your appetite is suppressed, you don't feel hungry.
So, does it lead to any kind of depression also? Does it lead to any kind of weight loss pattern where people start feeling weak? Are there any other
Definitely.
side effects also to this?
Yes, definitely. So how this is basically acting is, once you start, you don't feel hungry, you're stopping to eat anything. When you don't eat, you're not getting all those carbohydrates and proteins and all. Eventually you start losing your weight, because the body is using the stored fat or maybe the stored muscle to create energy. Otherwise, how will you get energy to work full day, right? So when the muscle is being used, there is loss of muscle energy. When the fat is being used, the fat is lost. So that is how you lose your weight. But remember, you're losing your fat, but also you're losing your muscle mass. So this thing nobody knows. So they are losing. If you are taking injection and if you're not working out, if you're not building your muscle, you're going to be like a sick person eventually over the time. You look like a fragile person. I won't take the names, but there are so many these film stars, directors. I'm sure everybody will get to know whom I'm talking about. They look so sick. This term we call Ozempic faces or maybe Mounjaro faces. It is something which resembles an HIV patient. You can understand how an HIV patient looks. They are like this, completely sunken. So the same way these people look, the Mounjaro faces. Why? Because the fat has lost and even the muscle has lost, and there is no way to recover this.
Does it also say that the drug needs to be given under a guidance of an endocrinologist?
Definitely. So just like how glutathione was, it was like at the peak, Everybody is giving glutathione, even in the parlors, even in the salons, in the hotel rooms. Same thing is now with Mounjaro. I don't know what's going wrong with the Indian population, or maybe everywhere in the
So what
world.
is the substitute when somebody is not able to lose weight? What is the right regime? Is it the traditional block recommended again, or are there any other suppressants backed with any kind of technologies, or is it a combination of technologies with some diet plan? What exactly would you recommend in Dermorita?
I will recommend everyone to follow a proper diet plan. Have a good physical fitness. Go to the gym. Just do running or just climb the stairs 10 times daily. That's it. Half an hour, 1 hour you give yourself, give it to your body. Do some physical workout. Have a proper lifestyle. Have a good nutrition. Mixture of proteins, carbohydrates, everything should be there. There can be no substitute for these kind of things. Okay, so this has to be there. This is the basic plan which everyone has to follow if they want to lose their weight. Okay, we do have certain treatments at dermatology setups, like there is monopolar radio frequency, there is EMS, there is ultrasound technologies which can help you to attain that figure or to attain that body. Maybe we can contour your body, but these are like adjuvant treatments.
So could you also tell us about these technologies like a monopolar RF? What exactly does it do, and how
So
does it help?
basically all these technologies, how they act is, suppose monopolar radio frequency, when we do that technology, or when we run it on your, suppose, the tummy area. So when the radio frequency energy travels through the skin, it goes and reaches up to the fat level. So when it reaches to the fat level, because of the high energy, the fat melts away. So at that stage during the procedure, the fat is just melting away. Then slowly and steadily our body through the lymphatic system will take out this melted fat. So when the fat is taken out from the body, eventually there will be some amount of skin tightening and some amount of contouring. So that is how you lose these body inches or you lose this weight. So it's not about weight loss, it's about the inch loss. It's about contouring. So you can achieve that definitely, but it should be like an adjuvant treatment, and this can never ever replace your diet and a good lifestyle, good nutrition. No, there should be no replacement for that.
Dermatology में जहाँ तक मेरी understanding है, body contouring has never been a subject.
Yes.
But there are a lot of dermats who've been focusing on body over the last
Yes.
3-4 years, where I'm seeing where body contouring is going to. So what are the technology stacks, and why a dermatologist over any form of alternative form of medicine for body contouring is what I want to understand from a qualified and experienced dermatologist. So would you like to explain to us about that as well?
So these days this new technology is available, which is known as EMS, or electromagnetic stimulation. So this device is helping you in building up the muscles. So these days there is so much of craze about these six-pack abs. So how are you going to achieve that? So this technology, that is EMS, can help you in achieving that, in having six-pack abs, or maybe stimulating your muscle or having muscle strength. Okay, apart from this, why do we get, as dermatologists, we get patients, or maybe why we have kept an EMS in a clinical practice? So there are patients like PCOD patients, or maybe lean PCOD patients, or maybe there are so many thin patients. You see, how much ever they eat, they are never going to gain weight. So these kind of patients, if we do a combination of maybe high intensity focused ultrasound, or maybe monopolar RF or EMS technology, so these devices can help them in gaining weight by stimulating their muscles
and having a better metabolism or something.
Yes, definitely. So they are also going to help them achieve a good metabolism. Okay, so by these technologies, these thin patients, or maybe even lean PCOD patients, they are having a good muscle strength, because otherwise how much ever they do the gymming, they lift the weights, or whatever they do, they are not able to gain the weight. So we can advise these kind of devices to such patients.
Okay. So doctor, there are a lot of traditional methodologies which are through alternative form of medicines to lose weight, and which are backed by certain massages
Yes.
which are based on these oils that are recommended by
Yes.
doctors who are doing alternative form of medicine. So does that go well with these technologies, or what is your advice over that?
So frankly, Tanya, I'm not the right person to comment about the other alternative therapy practices, because definitely I don't have the knowledge. But what I can say is that you should never combine heavy metal technology, or or something which is using these kind of therapies with allopathy. Okay, so these technologies should not never be combined. If you can go either for the alternative therapies or maybe for the allopathy devices which we are using, but a combination ideally should not be done, because there can be sometimes contradictory effects also, and we never know what the alternative therapies are about, because we do not know the names, what they are using, what products they are being advised. It is just an oil, we do not know what oil. It is just some stone massage maybe, but what that stone is about or what that metal is about, we do not have the exact knowledge. So it's always better to stay away, or it depends on the patient. If they want to go for that alternative therapies, they can go only for that, or they can go for allopathies.
Body contouring under a guidance of a dermatologist, to the best of my knowledge, is very expensive.
Yes.
As treatment. So do you help us break it down to understand how does it help the pocket of a patient
Yes.
for body contouring to go to a dermatologist, because it's a long process.
Yes, definitely.
So if you could help us understand what is the kind of expenses that a patient would have while going through body contouring through a dermatologist.
Yeah, technology. So body contouring, I won't say it is expensive. So it depends on which part you want to get treated. Suppose it is only the cheeks, or maybe the double chin, or maybe in the tummy area in patients who have just delivered a baby, or maybe who have undergone lot of weight loss and then they have these pouches. So it depends on the area which we want to target. And if this procedure is going to give you a self confidence, you can have your self esteem back, then there is no price for it, right?
Yeah.
So it is not going to be very expensive. These procedures are definitely affordable. Suppose I say maybe 50,000-60,000 rupees of investment to have your self confidence back. Is that costly?
Yeah.
No, right? Yeah. So if it is making you feel super confident, if you are able to interact with people, and if you're going to go back to the party and without thinking about how am I looking, how are the clothes fitting you, it's not like that. So if all these things you are able to achieve by these procedures, then I don't think these should be labeled as costly or expensive. These are affordable treatments to just give your confidence back, right? And definitely these procedures, they take time. There are sessions, maybe 5 or 6 sessions, and slowly and steadily you're going to achieve what you're aiming for. And plus there is a dermatologist who is guiding you, there is a prescription, there is medication, and you are at the right place. Then definitely you should never be thinking about the cost or the price for this, right?
एक ही महीने में सारे फेस्टिविटीज साल के आ गए हैं, नवरात्रे, दशहरा, करवा चौथ, दिवाली,
हाँ जी।
और साथ में ये न्यूज़ भी आ गई है कि जेल बेस्ड और एक्रिलिक बेस्ड नेल से हो रहा है कैंसर, यहाँ हो रही
जी,
है
जी, हाँ।
अलग अलग बीमारियां. क्या सच है, क्या झूठ है, करना है नहीं करना है, कैसे करना है? क्योंकि मुझे तो सुंदर नाखून बहुत पसंद है, बट अगर कैंसर हो गया तो फिर मतलब औरत मर्द में फ़र्क क्या रह जाएगा?
जी बिल्कुल, न्यूज़ मैंने भी पढ़ा, रिसेंटली आया था कि ये जेल नेल्स, एक्राइलिक नेल्स कराने से कैंसर हो सकता है. सो अगर सच्चाई बताओ तो चांसेस है, बट बहुत ही मिनिमल चांसेस. देखो, साइड इफ़ेक्ट्स तो हर चीज़ के होते हैं. आप पैरासीटामोल खा रहे हो, उसके भी साइड इफ़ेक्ट्स होते हैं. तो हर चीज़ के होते हैं, बट आपको सारी चीज़ें ना लिमिट में करनी चाहिए. बोलते हैं ना, लेस इज़ मोर. सो डू इट, बट लेस फ्रीक्वेंटली. करवा चौथ है, करा लीजिए, मैं भी कराने वाली हूँ अपने नेल्स. सो यू कैन डू इट फॉर ऑल द गर्ल्स. डेफिनेटली गेट इट डन, दीज आर फाइन, बट डू इट लेस फ्रीक्वेंटली. साल में 1 बार, 2 बार, 3 बार करा लिया. बट आई हैव सीन पीपल जो हर महीने कराते हैं. दे वॉन्ट अ न्यू कलर एवरी मंथ. एज पर द सीजन चेंजेस, दे वॉन्ट अ न्यू कलर. सो डूइंग इट सो फ्रीक्वेंटली, नॉट डन. इट्स नॉट सेफ.
सो कैंसरस तो बोलना एक्सट्रीम हो जाएगा, पर नाखून खराब कैसे होते हैं? क्या क्या तरीके की बीमारियां हैं जो आपके पास आती हैं?
जी बिल्कुल. सो बेसिकली ये जेल नेल्स और एक्राइलिक नेल्स में होता क्या है, जब वो नेल्स को वो जेल पाउडर लगाते हैं, इट हैज़ टू बी सेट. उसको बोलते हैं हम क्यूरिंग. सो फॉर द नेल्स टू गेट क्योर्ड, वी पुट आवर हैंड्स इनसाइड अ यूवी लैम्प. सो लैम्प्स भी दो तरीके के होते हैं, यूवी लैम्प होता है, एलईडी लैम्प होता है. सो इट डिपेंड्स. एलईडी लैम्प में जस्ट 30 to 60 सेकेंड्स का एक्सपोजर होता है लाइट का, एंड जो यूवी लैम्प है उसमें 3 to 4 मिनट्स का एक्सपोजर होता है. सो दीज लैम्प्स दे एमिट रेडिएशन, अल्ट्रावायलेट बी रेज होती है इसमें. सो दीज रेडिएशंस व्हेन दे आर कॉन्स्टेंटली ऑन द फिंगर्स और ऑन द हैंड्स, यू आर कॉन्स्टेंटली गेटिंग इट डन. एक सिंगल सेशन में रफली अराउंड 6 to 7 मिनट्स का एक्सपोजर हो जाता है. सो जब आप ये रिपीटेडली करा रहे हो, द रेज आर गोइंग टू हैम्पर योर स्किन. क्या होगा उससे? फाइन लाइन्स आ जाएंगे, रिंकल्स आ जाएंगे, टैनिंग हो जाएगा, और इसके अलावा बिकॉज ऑफ द स्किन डैमेज कैंसर होने के चांसेस रहते हैं. जो हम अपने फेस को बचाने की बात करते हैं कि सनस्क्रीन लगाओ, ये लगाओ, यूवी रेज है, डैमेज करेगा, तो सेम थिंग यू आर गेटिंग इट डन फॉर योर हैंड्स अपने आप से. सो द थिंग इज, हाउ डू यू प्रोटेक्ट योर हैंड्स? सो अप्लाई सनस्क्रीन. नोबडी डज दिस. मुझे लग रहा है किसी को पता नहीं होगा ये. तो अप्लाई सनस्क्रीन टू योर हैंड्स एज वेल, एंड इफ पॉसिबल वेयर सम प्रोटेक्टिव ग्लव्स जो सिर्फ आपके नेल्स को एक्सपोज कर रही है. तो सामने पार्लर वाले ने आपके नेल्स को करा लिया, जेल नेल्स लगा दिए, एक्राइलिक नेल्स लगा दिया, एंड योर हैंड इज प्रोटेक्टेड. So this is a solution, a very small tip or maybe a solution which you can do to protect your hands from these kind of long term risk जो बोलते हैं कैंसर. डेफिनेटली रिस्क इज देयर बट इट इज़ वेरी मिनिमम. तो नेल्स करा लीजिए, सब लोग जाइए करवा चौथ पे कराइए, but do not repeat it. It's like a general solution, or maybe a tip for all the, especially the teenage girls and the college going girls, because they are so fond of these nails. They just get it done like on and off repeatedly.
So डॉक्टर साहब, अब बात करते हैं एक ऐसे प्रॉब्लम की जिससे शायद 90% इंडियन सफ़र कर रहे हैं, और इसके बारे में इंफॉर्मेशन तो है बट सही गलत के बारे में अभी भी एटलीस्ट मेरी ऑडियंस को अभी भी क्वेश्चंस हैं. तो बात करते हैं टैनिंग के बारे में.
Okay.
टैनिंग एक ऐसा सब्जेक्ट है जिस पर जब भी मैंने सवाल किए अपने एंटायर करियर में भी और इस पॉडकास्ट के टोटल इंसेप्शन से लेकर अब तक, तो मुझे ये ज़रूर बताया गया है कि प्रोटेक्शन के स्टैंड पॉइंट से SPF 30, 50, 70, 80 लेना चाहिए. बट क्या ये टैनिंग को प्रोटेक्ट करता है, और क्या ये टैनिंग को रिवर्स करता है, और क्या वो फैक्टर्स हैं जिससे टैनिंग को क्विकली इरेडिकेट किया जाए, और अगर क्विकली नहीं हो सकता तो लॉन्ग टर्म प्रोसेस क्या है? क्योंकि टुकड़ों में तो जवाब मिले हैं बट इसका सही साइंटिफिक जवाब मुझे अब तक नहीं मिला है.
सो तने, इट्स अ वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग क्वेश्चन, क्योंकि इवन मैं जब वेकेशन पे जाती हूँ मैं भी टैन हो जाती हूँ बीइंग अ डर्मेटोलॉजिस्ट. सो इसका रीज़न क्या है? तो इसको समझने के लिए आपको सनस्क्रीन के बारे में समझना ज़रूरी है, और हमारी यूवी रेडिएशन के बारे में. सो जो सन रेज आते हैं ना, उसमें दो तरह के रेज होते हैं, UVA और UVB, और जो हमारी टैनिंग करती है वो UVA रेज से होती है. तो जब हम सनस्क्रीन की बात करते हैं, या हम जब सनस्क्रीन चूज़ करते हैं, तो हम देखते हैं SPF 30 है, SPF 50 है, 80 है. SPF 80 है, ये तो बहुत प्रोटेक्शन दे रहा होगा, मुझे टैनिंग नहीं होगी. पर ऐसा नहीं है. SPF जो है वो आपको UVB रेज से बचा रहा है, और जो UVA रेज से है वो उसका क्या फैक्टर होता है? उसका होता है PA फैक्टर. सो PA फैक्टर 3+, PA फैक्टर 4+, ये आपके सनस्क्रीन में लिखा होगा, और ये कोई भी नहीं देखता. तो जब आप सनस्क्रीन चूज़ कर रहे हो तो आपको ये PA फैक्टर देखना बहुत ज़रूरी है. अगर आपका सनस्क्रीन PA फैक्टर 3+ या 4+ है, दैट मीन्स वो अच्छा सनस्क्रीन है और आपको टैनिंग से बचाएगा. पर हम कोई भी सनस्क्रीन यूज़ कर लें फिर भी टैनिंग हो जाती है. ऐसा क्यों? क्योंकि कोई भी सनस्क्रीन मैक्सिमम 98% UV रेज से बचाती है हमें. वो जो बचा हुआ 2% है, आप अभी 2 घंटे के लिए बाहर हो, 4 घंटे के लिए बाहर हो, वो 2% आपका मल्टीप्लाई करेगा, तो वो जो 2% है वो आपकी स्किन को टैन कर रहा है.
और ये क्या ज्योग्राफी वाइज भी चेंज हो जाता है? फॉर एग्जांपल, इफ आई एम इन अ कंट्री व्हिच इज
लद्दाख में हो, कश्मीर में हो, साउथ इंडिया में हो, तो एल्टीट्यूड्स चेंज करेंगे. तो एल्टीट्यूड के हिसाब से भी चेंज होता है ये. एंड अदर थिंग इज स्नो, वाटर एंड सैंड. ये तीनों चीज़ें आपकी सनरेज को रिफ्लेक्ट कर रही है. अगर आप नॉर्मल लैंड पे हो तो सनस्क्रीन आपका एब्जॉर्ब हो जाएगा या रिफ्लेक्ट करेगा. अगर आप वाटर पे हो, स्नो पे हो, सैंड पे हो, वो वो सनरेज को और रिफ्लेक्ट करेगा. तो आपकी जो सन की पावर है, यूवी रेज की पावर है, वो डबल हो जाती है. तो ऐसे एरियाज़ में आपको सनस्क्रीन और ज़्यादा लगानी है और रिपीट करना है आपको हर घंटे या 2 घंटे में. क्योंकि लोगों को लगता है अरे मैं तो कश्मीर जा रहा हूँ, वहाँ पे तो बहुत ठंड है, वहाँ पे टैनिंग नहीं होगी. पर वहाँ पे आपको दुगनी टैनिंग होगी अगर आप ये देखेंगे तो। हम जब स्विमिंग पूल जाते हैं वहाँ पे भी बहुत टैनिंग हो जाती है, इट्स बिकॉज ऑफ द वाटर आपकी रेस को रिफ्लेक्ट कर रहा है, तो इसलिए टैनिंग हमारी डबल हो जाती है। तो देर इज नो सच थिंग कि 100% टैनिंग प्रोटेक्शन, नहीं, इट इज़ नॉट पॉसिबल, इट इज़ नॉट फीजिबल, साइंटिफिकली ये टर्म नहीं है।
और इसको रिवर्स कैसे किया जाए अगर हो गया तो?
टैनिंग के लिए बहुत सारे ट्रीटमेंट्स हैं। अगर इफ़ यू वांट टू यूज सम प्रोडक्ट्स, तो स्किन ब्राइटनिंग एजेंट्स होते हैं, विटामिन सी है, नियासिनामाइड है, ट्रेनेक्सिमिक एसिड, ग्लाइकोलिक एसिड, ये चीज़ें आप यूज़ कर सकते हैं, तो टैनिंग हल्का रिवर्स हो सकता है। एंड इफ़ यू वांट लाइक क्विक ट्रीटमेंट्स, सपोज पेशेंट आ रहा है, मुझे 1 हफ्ते में ये टैनिंग हटानी है, तो क्विक ट्रीटमेंट्स होती है, जैसे लेज़र टोनिंग है, केमिकल पील्स है, तो इन ट्रीटमेंट से आपकी टैनिंग काफ़ी हद तक इमीडिएटली ख़त्म हो जाती है। अदरवाइज नेचुरल प्रोसेस है, अगर आप ऐसे चलते रहोगे तो 1 मंथ में स्किन का टर्नओवर हो जाता है, तो 28 डेज टू 38 डेज में आपकी टैनिंग वैसे भी नॉर्मली चली जाती है।
और क्या डॉक्टर साहब कोई पर्टिकुलर स्टेरॉइड्स हैं जिनको लगाने से इमीडिएट इफेक्ट भी आता है, टैनिंग रिवर्स होती है, कि आप वो रेकमेंड नहीं करते?
तने स्टेरॉइड का ना एक साइड इफेक्ट होता है हाइपोपिगमेंटेशन, मतलब जो स्किन को वो लाइटन अप करता है, दैट इज अ साइड इफेक्ट, इट इज नॉट अ बेनिफिट। सो वी पर्सनली एज डर्माटोलॉजिस्ट, आई एम श्योर सारे डर्माटोलॉजिस्ट एग्री करेंगे, हम कभी स्टेरॉइड्स रेकमेंड नहीं करते हैं फॉर रिवर्सल ऑफ टैनिंग। हाँ, अगर टैनिंग इस हद तक का है कि वो सनबर्न कर रहा है, आपकी स्किन पील हो रही है, तो उस इन्फ्लेमेशन को रोकने के लिए हम स्टेरॉइड्स दे सकते हैं फॉर अ शॉर्ट ड्यूरेशन, 5 डेज 7 डेज, दैट्स इट। बट नेवर रिकमेंड स्टेरॉइड्स फॉर रिवर्सिंग टैनिंग। टैनिंग रिवर्स करने के लिए कुछ स्किन ब्राइटनिंग एजेंट्स हैं, वी शुड ऑलवेज यूज दैट, नेवर स्टेरॉइड्स।
सो डॉक्टर साहब, टैनिंग में एक सवाल और था मेरा कि क्या पीडियाट्रिक केसेस बच्चों के अलग तरीके से ट्रीट होते हैं, और अडल्ट्स में एज और मेल फीमेल के हिसाब से टैनिंग का अलग प्रोटोकॉल है, कि सेम प्रोटोकॉल चलता है केमिकल पील्स का भी, या एसपीएफ और पीए रेटिंग का?
नहीं, डेफिनेटली एज के हिसाब से एवरीथिंग चेंजेस। सो फॉर पीडियाट्रिक एज ग्रुप देर आर डिफरेंट सनस्क्रीन्स, डिफरेंट पीए रेटिंग एंड एसपीएफ प्रोटेक्शन, एंड फॉर एडल्ट्स एंड इवन मेल्स एंड फीमेल्स, बिकॉज the skin is not the same. In a pediatric child, the skin is different, and the skin is evolving with age, it is changing with age. So for a pediatric child, the skin is different, and for a maybe 30-year-old female, the skin is different, and a 60-year-old female skin is different. And also the skin is way more different between males and females. So male skin is very thick and it is stubborn, it might need more aggressive treatment for removal of the tan. So same way we can categorize, every age has a different treatment protocol, every age has a different tan removal treatments, and every age has a different specification for the sunscreens that they can use. So for a pediatric age group, we recommend sunscreens definitely. And if there is very severe tanning, it will depend on the grade of the tan also. So we can recommend, if required, some mild kind of peels, like maybe mandelic peel or lactic peel, only if required. And definitely for the females and the males who are like elderly or more than 20 years, we can definitely go for the other treatments, like as I already mentioned, laser tonings or chemical peels, or maybe some medifacials, which are helping in recovering from the tan.
Got it.
Yes.
So Doctor Sahab, thank you for these insightful understanding of dermatology. मेरा बस चले तो मैं आपसे और क्वेश्चंस पूछता जाऊँ, बट टाइम कम है, और मैं चाहूँगा कि हम फिर से एक बार मिलें, बट बिफोर वी एंड द पॉडकास्ट, हमारी एक हर शो की तरह एक प्रथा है जहाँ पे हम रैपिड फायर क्वेश्चंस पूछते हैं, विच आर वेरी टेक्निकल। सो क्या आप रेडी हैं उस रैपिड फायर राउंड के लिए?
डेफिनेटली।
सो लेट्स बिगिन। सो वन स्किन केयर प्रोडक्ट दैट यू कांट लिव विदाउट?
Sunscreen.
The most overrated skincare trend in your opinion?
Korean glass skin.
Morning skincare or night skincare, if you had to pick one?
Night skincare.
कोई एक skincare myth जो आप सोचते हैं कि people should stop believing in?
That pores open and close. They're not living things that they can open or close.
Your go-to treatment for glowing skin?
Laser toning.
The biggest skincare mistake that people make on a daily basis?
Not applying sunscreen when they are indoors.
One celebrity with great skin that you admire?
I think Deepika Padukone.
Sunscreen in winters, yes or no?
Definitely yes.
If not a dermatologist, you would have been a?
Maybe an architect.
One quick tip for a healthy skin in one line?
Just one thing, visit your dermatologist. Nothing else. Rest they will take care.
तो दोस्तों, ये था हमारा आज का एपिसोड डॉक्टर सरिता सानके के साथ। मुझे उम्मीद है कि आपको स्किन केयर के बारे में, हेल्थ टिप्स के बारे में, लेटेस्ट ट्रेंड्स के बारे में, स्किन केयर रिलेटेड बहुत कुछ सीखने को मिला हो। अगर आपने अब तक मेरे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है, जिस तने तुलसानी पॉडकास्ट, तो प्लीज़ सब्सक्राइब कर लीजिए। और अगर आपको ये पॉडकास्ट अच्छा लगा हो तो प्लीज़ लाइक बटन पे प्रेस कर दीजिए, और आपको जो भी सवाल हो कमेंट सेक्शन में ड्रॉप कर दीजिए, हम उसका जवाब पक्का से देंगे। मैं हूँ तने तुलसानी, मिलते हैं अगले एपिसोड में एक और नई इंटरेस्टिंग कॉन्वर्जेशन के साथ। तब तक के लिए जय हिंद।